Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're here live on Facebook, on YouTube, and I'm not sure if we're live on our website, but if we are, then we're live on there as well. Nonetheless, we're live here on Facebook and YouTube, providing an update on the lake effect snow that we're going to be seeing here momentarily. It is moving in closer to us, currently in portions of Oswego County, and it's going to be moving here closer to the North Country very, very soon. As far as that radar, you can see where that lake effect currently is. I'll go ahead and pause the radar. If you're commenting questions, I'll get to those momentarily, but we're going to go through the forecast right now. So, like I said, we do have that lake effect snow out there in portions of Oswego County, right around Oswego, but I want you to notice kind of what's happening here with the orientation of the lake effect. Notice how it's got more of that, say, south-west flow there, and then it kind of dips back south. So there's a disturbance moving through, and that's why it's got a weird orientation. So when we go throughout the future cast, you're going to notice that it's going to start disorganized for us once it moves here closer, and then it's going to gain some organization as we go overnight tonight, becoming very, very heavy for us. As far as the warnings that we have out there, lake effect snow warning for Jefferson, Lewis, and Oswego counties until 7 a.m. on Wednesday. So once again, this is a long duration lake effect snow event. Our forecast has not changed since pretty much yesterday. There's been a few small tweaks to it, but still going with the forecast that we had yesterday. As far as timing this out for you, notice what I was talking about with the disorganization as it moves here closer. So by 4 o'clock, southern Jefferson County, I think, is starting to see snow showers. After that, notice what happens with the disorganization with that band as it slowly moves up this way. By 6 o'clock, I think it's snowing for several locations. And you can see by that 6 o'clock hour, that disorganization where it's kind of all over the place. And then as we get into the evening hours, that's when it gets organized. I think by 8, 9 o'clock this evening, we're pretty much rolling by then. Notice here, 9 o'clock in the evening, lake effect going, and it's pretty much south of Watertown. For the folks in Watertown, Fort Drum, and Carthage, I want you to know you're still expecting some heavy snowfall. Yes. Most of this tonight will be to the south of Watertown. Tomorrow is when we're expecting it to move into the city of Watertown. As far as going towards tomorrow morning, you can see what happens. That lake effect band, it is going to shift around just a little bit. And that's going to help cut down on some of our totals. But if you live in this circled area right here, right there along the Jefferson-Lewis County line, that's where we're expecting a lot of snow, including Adams Center, Rodman, Barnes Corners, Copenhagen, potentially even Carthage, seeing very heavy snow, Montague as well. So just continuing with the futurecast going throughout tomorrow morning towards noon, notice that lake effect stays pretty much in the same location. From Watertown south, Fort Drum seeing some snow at times. And then as we get towards the afternoon and evening hours, it continues, but it does make a little bit of a jog north at times. By 9 o'clock, it's still pretty much Watertown south. One thing that I want to show you with this is raw model data that I'm showing you. This is our in-house model that we can use when we forecast lake effect. If things will work for me, give me just a moment. But this is raw model data here from what we call the graph model. It's our in-house computer model. This is just zoomed in on the snow belt. One thing that I'm watching very, very closely is the sharp cutoff on the northern edge of this. Right now, we're still saying Watertown potentially getting 1 foot to 2 feet of snow, Fort Drum as well. If the band does not shift as far north as what we're thinking tomorrow, then that's going to cut down on totals for the city of Watertown. If you're in Adams Center, Barnes Corners, Rodman, Copenhagen, Montague, you're going to see very heavy snow. So this is the raw model data that it's showing, and it's showing the potential of 50 inches or more of snow in southern Jefferson County. This is our official forecast from 7 News that we've put together. We are talking about 36 inches to 48 inches or more of snow. There will be localized areas in that dark shaded area that receives 5 feet or more of snow. This is going to be a very light, fluffy snow. So it's going to pile up very quickly. We're going to be seeing whiteout conditions. Snowfall rates potentially reaching 3 inches or more an hour at times. So very dangerous travel at times overnight tonight and throughout the day Tuesday, if not impossible travel. So take note in that. Let's go ahead and go county by county. This is the new forecast that graphics that I've put together. Once again, this is based off the model data from this morning and around noon. New model data is starting to come in. John Kubis, he's going to go over that data and fine-tune this forecast as we get closer to the lake effect starting, because then we're going to have a better idea of where this is going to set up. But for now, this is what we're going with. So Watertown, 12 to 24 inches. Adams Center, 36 inches or more. Henderson, 12 to 24. Carthage, 24 to 36. Fort Drum, 10 to 20 inches. Adams, 30 inches or more. Worth and Rodman, 3 to 4 feet of snow. Rutland, 2 to 3 feet of snow. And then notice how quickly it drops off once you get north of Watertown and Fort Drum, as we're talking about Theresa, Antwerp, Cape Vincent, and Clayton seeing 2 inches or less of snow. And that's really if that band shifts a little bit further north towards the river. Someone's asking about the wind. The wind's not going to be that big of a concern. It is going to be a little windy at times, so that's going to blow the snow around. But still continuing with these totals, we're going to Lewis County now. Lowville, 15 to 30 inches, maybe a little more. Copenhagen, Barnes Corners, 3 to 4 feet or more, as well as Montague. Big difference from yesterday. We fine-tuned this forecast earlier today. Southern Lewis County, your totals are dropping down some. So Turin, Constableville, 3 to 6. Fort Leyden, 2 to 5. Osceola, 3 to 6. Yesterday I was saying 6 to 12 for Osceola. That's changed. We're fine-tuning the forecast. That's what happens as we get closer to this occurring. And yes, I know Natural Bridge is technically in Jefferson County, but it's right there on the line. And a lot of folks in northern Lewis County look at what's happening there. So Natural Bridge, 12 to 24. That includes the Harrisville area. Croghan, 15 to 30. Deer River, which is including Casterland as well, because they're both pretty much right there together. 24 to 36 inches. Big winners with this are going to be Copenhagen, Barnes Corners, Montague, Rodman, and Jefferson County, Adams Center, Adams, Worth, and Lorain. For you in St. Lawrence County, you're not going to be seeing much of anything. Star Lake, 6 to 12. And then outside of that, not much of anything. Fowler, 4 to 8. Brazier Falls, I don't think you're going to see anything. Waddington, Madrid, even Messina, you're not going to be seeing much of anything. Parishville, 2 inches or less. DeKalb, an inch or less. Governor, big question. A lot of folks in Governor want to know how much snow they're going to see from this. 1 to 3 inches if you're lucky. So we'll just say 3 inches or less for Governor. Fowler, like I said, 4 to 8. And then Lisbon, an inch or less. So we'll go back through the timing of this lake effect snow to kind of time this back out for you. And if you miss what I'm talking about with how much snow you're expecting, once I'm done with the Facebook Live, you can go back and rewatch this. Lake effect snow starts after 4 o'clock for some locations. By 6 o'clock, I think that's when we're seeing the lake effect going. It's disorganized to start. That's the way that it always is with lake effect. It doesn't just kick in and then we just run. It starts disorganized, and that's what's going to happen. But I think by 7, 8 o'clock, the organization has gotten its act together, and that lake effect band just continues to pummel the same areas in southern Jefferson County and into central and northern Lewis County and southern St. Lawrence County overnight tonight. A lot of folks have been asking about Watertown, Hounsfield, Fort Drum. It's a tough call. Tough call, because it really depends. Does this band shift to the north enough on Tuesday to where we get that 1 to 2 feet of snow for those locations? Or does it stay to the south? A lot of our computer data is now trying to say that it's going to stay just to the south of the city of Watertown. We're still saying 1 foot to 2. for the city. But like I said, John Kubis is going to go over the latest data this evening and fine-tune the forecast as needed. So he'll have better updates later this evening as the lake effect starts. Towards 12 o'clock tomorrow, the lake effect still continuing over southern Jefferson County and onto the Tuck Hill Plateau in Lewis County, central Lewis County, northern Lewis County, southern St. Lawrence County, and into the Adirondacks of northern Herkimer County, seeing that snow. And then it continues throughout the day Tuesday. It does shift around. And Tuesday, I do think that we are going to see 2 bands of lake effect form coming off of Lake Ontario. That's going to help with that northern edge of the band, so the Watertown, Fort Drum. So there is hope that you see the snow if you want it. And then we'll go ahead and go throughout Tuesday evening towards Monday. Notice, or should I say Wednesday, notice that band starts shifting to the south. So it starts focusing more on southern Jefferson County, Lewis County, and southern Jefferson County, Oswego County, and southern Lewis County, should I say, by the time we get towards Wednesday. And then it starts shifting back north. And that's going to provide a few additional inches of accumulation throughout the day on Wednesday towards Thursday, but much weaker. Once again, folks, this is going to be a very light, fluffy snow because there's just not a lot of moisture content with it because it's so cold. If you've been outside today, you know that it's cold. Speaking of outside, we'll go ahead and take a look here in downtown Watertown, and you can see that we are seeing sunshine out there. It's been a beautiful sunny day, but cold. And those temperatures are going to be dropping close to 0, if not below, overnight tonight. Once again, looking at that radar, you can see that lake effect over Lake Ontario. Disorganized right now, like I said. Right now, everything is going according to plan. There's nothing that I'm seeing that makes me think that things are going awry. So this is continuing to go as planned for us, but we'll go ahead and pause the radar. You can see that maybe a few light snow showers now trying to enter portions of very, very far southern Jefferson County around Sandy Pond. And then the Lakeview area there where Southwicks is, maybe over towards Ellisburg, State Route 3 areas. But most of it is still in Oswego County, around Oswego to Mexico, maybe even Parishville. Or not Parishville, Parish. But going ahead, looking back over to the western basin of Lake Ontario, that's where the brunt of the lake effect is currently. And like I said, once we get towards 6, 7, 8 o'clock this evening, that's when lake effect gets really going. And overnight tonight, we will see some locations receive 2 to 3 feet of snow overnight. Some of you are going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, where did this come from? Others are going to wake up tomorrow and be like, where's the snow? I thought you said it was going to snow. Patience. We still have lake effect throughout the day Tuesday, so do take note in that. So I'm going to go ahead and start answering some questions. I think what we're going to do, because we are live on our website, so in allowing our website to get back to its live coverage, we're going to take a quick break. It's going to be about 30 seconds to a minute, maybe a minute and a half at most. And then we're going to be back on Facebook and YouTube to answer your questions regarding the forecast and go back through things. So give me just a quick moment so we can get off our website, and we'll be back to answer your questions on Facebook and YouTube. All right, welcome back to those of you that are still with us on Facebook and YouTube. We are live once again. So I went through the forecast just before our short break and talked about what we're expecting overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and answer some of your questions. So if you have questions, now is the time to ask those. Someone asked on the 7 News Facebook page, how much did you say for the city of Watertown? Right now I'm saying 1 to 2 feet for Watertown. But Watertown is going to be a very tough call. It really depends on how far north that band moves overnight tonight. Excuse me. And throughout the day on Tuesday. But John Kubis, like I said, he's going to be in here momentarily. He's probably walking in the building here within the next few minutes. And he's going to go over the latest data and fine-tune the forecast. So he'll have you updated on First at 5 and 7 News this evening. As far as that snow map, kind of pulling that back up for you. If my computer will work, give me just a moment, folks. We'll get that back up for you. There you go. There you go. So that's how much we're expecting. Like I said, I'll kind of zoom in on this map too, if it will allow me to do so. And we'll kind of take you throughout this. What will the weather be like south of Watertown Wednesday morning? I think some light snow showers from lake effect, but the majority of this is over with. So zooming in here to the area of concern, should we say, that dark shaded area. So that includes, like I said, Adams, Worth, Lorain, Adams Center, Rodman, Honeyville. I know someone that lives in Honeyville. And then Barnes Corners over towards Copenhagen and Montague. 3 to 4 feet or more of snow. There will be isolated spots in this area, in this circled area. There will be isolated spots that see 5 feet or more of snow. This is going to be a very light, fluffy snow that is going to pile up very, very quickly. Kind of zooming back out. Also, the city of Watertown, I'll kind of actually zoom back in here to the city of Watertown. Right now, we're talking about the 12 to 24, so a foot or two for Watertown and Fort Drum, which Fort Drum is technically right here on the line. So it depends on where you're at on Fort Drum. But we're saying a foot or two for Fort Drum. And folks, I can't stress this enough. This northern edge of the lake effect band is going to be very, very difficult to pin down. So the area that I'm most uncertain with this forecast, where I'm least confident, is right here in this circled area. So if you live in that circled area, the amount of snow that you see is really going to depend on how far north this lake effect band shifts tomorrow. And if we do see that second band of lake effect. I don't know how else to say that any more clear than this area that is circled right there. That is the greatest area of uncertainty with the forecast. So if you're down in Mansville, you're probably expecting 2 or 3 feet of snow. Ellisburg, I'm going to say 6 to 12 for Ellisburg, because we all know that once you get close to the lake, it drops off very, very quickly. Once you get up towards Southwick's, to El Dorado State Park, or not State Park, but the reserve there, even Henderson, I'm saying 12 to 24. But once we get over to Lowville, Glenfield, we're talking about 2 to 3 feet of snow. Glenfield, probably a foot or two. Croghan, Beaver Falls, those areas over there, even Casterland, Naumburg, Deer River, Denmark, we're talking 2 to 3 feet of snow. And if this band stretches a little bit further inland, we could extend this area of greater snowfall to that area right there, which includes Carthage. Right now I'm saying Carthage, 2 to 3 feet of snow. Would not be surprised if Carthage receives more than the 2 to 3 feet of snow. Someone saying the hamlet of Denmark always seems to get pounded with snow. I think that Denmark sees a lot of snow with this. If that band, like I said, shifts just a little bit further inland, then Denmark will end up with 3 to 4 feet or more of snow. Here's State Route 177 right here, folks. So the heart of the heaviest snow goes right through 177, which is typical. So if you're on 170, if you live somewhere close to 177, you're going to be seeing probably 2 or 3 feet of snow, especially if you're in Jefferson County. Someone's asking about Brownville. Brownville, you're probably going to be in the 6 to 12 Dexter as well. I have another comment there asking about Hounsfield. Hounsfield, a foot or two. Once again, depends on how far north this band shifts tomorrow. So Colton, thank you for watching. He's one of the DPW crew members down in the village of Adams. I think Adams, right now we're calling for 3 or 4 feet of snow for the village of Adams. And once again, I can't stress this enough. In that darker shaded area there's the potential of 5 feet or more of snow. You've probably seen other locations saying forecasting, and they're saying 60 or more inches of snow. That is entirely possible, especially if you're around the State Route 177 area in this darker shaded area. Someone's asking about Martinsburg. Martinsburg depends on your elevation. So you're going to see anywhere from 6 to 12 to 12 to 24, because Martinsburg technically is like this area right here. So it really depends on your location in Martinsburg. At least the town of Martinsburg, should I say. Real quickly, before we kind of start ending things, we'll go back through this county by county list that I've created. You can look at how much we're talking about, find your location. If your location is not on this list, find the location that is closest to you and assume that's probably going to be your forecast. Watertown Fort Drum tomorrow a.m. around 4 o'clock. I think the heaviest is south of Watertown at 4 a.m., but I can't say for certain that it's going to be south. So just be prepared for some heavy snow here in Watertown Fort Drum around tomorrow morning. All right, so you've looked at the Jefferson County expected snowfall that goes village by village, town by town, and the city of Watertown. We're going to go ahead and switch you over to Lewis County here just a moment. Black River, you're probably going to see 2 or 3 feet of snow. So here we are in Lewis County. Lowville, 15 to 30, maybe a little more. Copenhagen, Barnes Corners, Montague. Those are going to be the big winners in Lewis County on the Tug Hill Plateau. Someone's asking about how much snow for the village of Black River. I think 2 or 3 feet, potentially. Evans Mills, I think right now you're in the, I will say Evans Mills 10 to 20. Evans Mills 10 to 20 because of the uncertainty that lies there. All right, for you in St. Lawrence County, I'm not sure how many folks of you that are watching are in St. Lawrence County, but you're not expecting much of anything. Higher amounts in southern St. Lawrence County, right around Star Lake, Oswegatchie, Fine, and Wanakina. You're in Messina, Waddington, Lisbon, Fraser Falls, Madrid, Waddington, those areas. Like I said, you're not expecting much of anything. Brenningham in Lewis County, I think a foot or two. Good bet for that area. Carthage is going to see 2 to 3 feet of snow. All right, so I've went through most of your comments here. Someone's asking about Chameau. Chameau, you will probably see 3 to 6, maybe a little less for Chameau. Most of this is going to miss you. So once again, folks, as I wrap things up here, we're probably going to see 15 to 30 inches of snow overnight tonight for some locations. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more. If that does not happen tonight, if we do not see 15 to 30 inches overnight tonight in the areas that we're expecting the heaviest of snow, then we're not going to see the amount of snow that we're forecasting. And then tomorrow we're going to see a couple more feet on top of that. Once again, there are some locations that have the potential of seeing 5 feet or more of snow. We're talking about snowfall rates overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, potentially reaching 3 inches or more an hour. Total whiteout conditions will occur. This is going to be a very light, fluffy snow. The snowflakes are going to be very big. So the typical big snowfall flakes that we're used to with lake effect snow, very light, fluffy snow. Another important thing to note, depending on the type of salt that your municipality uses, it's going to be so cold that it might not be as effective as it would be if it was warmer. Regular salt stops working once it gets to about, I think it's 15 degrees, I was told, or colder. It doesn't work as well unless the sun's out, if it doesn't work at all. But there's other mixtures of salt that work well below zero. So just take it careful tomorrow if you're out and about. If you don't have to be out and about and you're in one of the areas that's seeing the heaviest of the snowfall, then just stay home if you can. I would bet that there's probably going to be road closures tomorrow with the amount of snow that we're going to be seeing and how hard it's going to be falling. It's going to be very difficult for DPW crews and plow crews, state DOT, to keep up with the snow that is going to be falling tomorrow. But there will be some schools that close tomorrow. I don't make those calls, so I can't say which ones it will. But of course, we're going to keep you updated on WWNYTV.com. John Kubis will be should be walking in the building or be in the building by now. And he will have you updated this evening, at first at 5, 7 News this evening at 6, and of course at 10 and 11 o'clock tonight on WWNY. He'll keep you updated on the 7 News weather app. So folks, we're going to keep you updated all night long, all day tomorrow. Beth Hall will be in 7 News this morning, and then I will be in tomorrow evening to keep you updated as well. But that's going to wrap things up for us here on Facebook. Like I said, we're going to keep you updated constantly, and if you don't have to get out tomorrow, if you're under one of the lake effect bans, then just stay home, allow the plow crews to do their job, and of course, stay safe. This is nothing we haven't seen before, but it's going to be a heavy snowfall, and it's going to be bitter cold while it's snowing as well. So have a good evening, and look forward to the lake effect snow starting later this evening.